So anything that like goes together that makes an 8, 4s, you know, I think 4s might be 1s and 7s. All right. Well, let's get started. There's the 11. Okay, what did I just say? 4s. Oh my gosh, and look at the camera. I mean the time. I'm telling you guys, it's a little freaky, but I mean, tarot always blows my mind. I've just had a really rough year, so I've been a little, I mean, thank you for those of you that have stuck with me through the past year, because I know I've been all over the place. I've been very dysregulated. I've faced some childhood trauma I didn't even know I had. I've faced some trauma that I did know I have. I'm trying to work through that. But I get triggered and dysregulated. Okay, so authority, moving on. So here we have the Emperor. This is Aries energy. This could be Taurus. But the 4 and the 6, this is moving on, moving away from something. Some sort of maybe somebody very controlling. See that? And these leaves, I feel something with money. Also, if you did see the Sag reading, you know that red triangles was a big thing. And I know that's more of a diamond, but it's coming at, here's red triangles. So looks like we could have an extension of that reading or of that energy. I feel like this energy that's coming through is not going to leave me alone until it's ready and reaches the right people. There's that 4 again. Look at that. 4, 6, 4. So right after I started talking about 4s, these 4 showed up. So rest and rejuvenate. So moving away from somebody controlling, or we'll clarify. But you might feel some exhaustion. So the exhaustion that you feel after doing trauma work, it's not a reason to give up. It's actually an indication that you're making progress. That heaviness is like so heavy and you feel exhausted, but that lifts as you're able to process the things that have happened and stop telling a fake story, and you're able to process them and then release them. Because our body will store trauma that we can't process. We have to go back sometimes and re-process them to feel safe, okay? I'm going to really get some. See, there's the 11. I'm telling you guys, the things. Ooh. Yeah, we're going to have a crazy reading. 11. So, balance. Obstacles. Bottom of the deck. Oh my gosh, truth. So some of us maybe, like me, maybe facing some tough truths that I was manipulated. It's even hard for me to say. Was manipulated and controlled throughout my childhood. I knew that I knew to a degree, but I didn't see the full scope of it until everything kind of came to a head, and I had to start pretending that I haven't had this great life, or that that I'm okay in areas that I'm not. Oh, I totally look at that 4. Ooh, okay, so this 4 is also this is like a 4 of 1, so it's 11-11, twin flame energy. So there's the 11, there's an 11-11 card, 11 and 4. So 11s, 4s, and 8's significant. This is mind-boggling, actually. Your energy, balancing things out, starting over, feeling like you need to start over, build a strong foundation, because I think the foundation that we had was built on false beliefs, false control. Other people's ideology doesn't mean parents were bad or intended to be bad. It just means, like, I'm realizing whatever we do, it's just that our needs weren't met and we got stuck somewhere feeling unsafe, okay? Not able to speak our truth. Look at that throat chakra. Okay, so the person or situation you're dealing with, we have heartache and loss. Awareness. So basically the whole thing is what I'm saying. It's just about learning and growing and releasing false truths. Sometimes we were taught false things, not to speak, that our opinions didn't matter, that we were not safe to voice our feelings, don't be a crybaby, stuff like that. And we probably adhered to that just to keep things peaceful. You know, that might be why some of you guys may be empathic, because you were not allowed to speak, and because you were hypersensitive to conflict, because you always were the peacekeeper. You got some deception and envy in the past. Okay, some deception. There's that false mask card. Oh, red triangle. And a 4. And F's. Or didn't feel them last time. I mean, I'm like, this is crazy. So, for some of you may be having like this aha realization, very painful realization, that you know, like a false sense of what's acceptable type something. Okay, but it's passing. You're realizing it. It's kind of hard. There's another 8. Emotional withdrawal. So, gosh, you guys, it's painful, but there's a need to realize that what you're dealing with. Okay, we are really the first group of grown-ups that have had internet. So now the information is just vastly shared, right? But when I was a kid, there was no internet. I mean, even when I was a grown-up, there was no internet. So, you know, people were able to hide their dysfunction, and they didn't have anyone to learn from except limited family, maybe a counselor here and there, but coaching wasn't that common. So now we're opening up this world to, oh my gosh, that was wrong. So also, you know, a lot of us are kind of like realizing, like, I would never treat my kids like that. How in the world was I treated like that? So some of it, it's just like, it's a breaking of toxic cycles, but what you got, it's a realization. But what you have to remember, we all have to remember, is that, you know, all these wrongdoings and things that we were mistreatings and those things that we do wrong, our stuckness, our, you know, our disassociation, all our little idiosyncrasies and the major flaws, they stem from childhood. They stem from needs not being met. So where does that stem from? It stems from our parents not knowing, or their needs not being met, and they weren't able to show up in a certain way. So I feel like we are just in this major, like, transformation of, we're having to do the really freaking hard stuff to make sure we don't pass these things on to our kids. And it's freaking painful, you know? But it's the big truth coming out about what's true about authority, what we were taught, false beliefs. I mean, it's overwhelming. Conflict and defeat. There's light. There's another 8. I bet you if we added these up, we'd find a bunch of 8s. All right, so overview. That's kind of like a side note. Let's go ahead and do a spread. Let's go ahead and do like a love spread. So heavy energy. I mean, that sad. You guys should watch the sad reading. Just because it's freaky. You know, it's freaky cool, and it's about somebody coming through. All right. Wow. Lots of growing, lots of realization, lots of Like, you can cut off family. You can. If they're going to continue to be toxic for you, or you can, you know. I just want to reiterate that it's not, it doesn't mean they didn't love you. It means that they have their needs not met. And then their parents' needs weren't met. And then a lot of this is stemming from a place of not feeling safe as a child. That we're in the age of information where we can learn so much more so fast. It's coming so fast that we can't even, I can't even keep up with all the information. All right, cutting through. This is truth. This is the Queen of Swords. She doesn't mince words. She's direct and decisive, and she's been through it. She's been hurt, so she cuts out things that don't serve her. Looks like we have a passion in the beginning coming through. It looks like a toxic tie. So this is you. This is Capricorn energy. That's feeling maybe trapped. Maybe a toxic. Yeah, there's some sort of stressed connection. Somebody's love is shut down. But I think it's for good reason. It's a coping mechanism, maybe. So it looks like maybe an apology. Oh, something heartfelt, true. I didn't mean to say heartfelt. I did say it, might be there. But some sort of truth and clarity and success after a long coming strength, perseverance. This is so strong about not settling. There may be a time of just allowing some distance between you and someone will bring clarity. I'm going to have to clarify that more. In the recent past, we had communication of, independence, self-love. Outcome 6, moving away from, leaving some situation. Wow, blocking. Okay, I just think there's some toxic friendships or connections, maybe relationships. So here's the bad news. The good news is you're going to carry yourself differently. You're going to feel lighter, smarter. You're going to know your worth. It's going to show in your body language. If you feel down and tired, just remember that it's okay, that all those things that you're feeling are okay. All those emotions have value. But what is problematic is when we get stuck in we want to cover our head, hide under the covers. What's problematic is when we get stuck like that. And we don't force those little steps. If you just take some steps, the next steps become a little bit easier. The next steps become a little bit easier. But somebody's leaving, it looks like a friendship. Could be an REM. I don't know, I'm getting some sort of two-faced type energy here. Somebody's pulling out of that. That's the outcome. And blocking communication from two-faced. Why am I getting two-faced? Page of Swords. That's usually somebody that kind of spies. This is interesting though. This could be childhood. We do have some indications of childhood. Tell me about this Page of Cups. There's a B. These are so significant. And then F's came through with that firm foundation. This is a rising above. And I think there's a father energy. Alright. Well, oh no, let's see. Let's do it again. See if we can build on that. Why do we have the 9 of... I don't need you. I don't need that. I don't need something. Ace of Pentacles. My deck's upside down, so I'm not going to keep that upside down. Ace of Pentacles. Somebody's learning to be okay on their own. Okay, let's ask some questions about love. So you're only going to take partnerships and relationships that are beneficial to you, okay? And I feel like there's been pressure to get along, even though it's toxic for you, or there's talking behind backs. But this is rising up above, trusting your intuition. Okay. Oh, yeah, being recognized. Oh, my gosh, there it is again. Yeah. Lots of healing going on. Tell me about love. Wow. Yeah, there's gossip talking behind your back. You're separating yourself. And so it feels like there was something that there was like a pressure, almost like a peer pressure, just not that you're actually being peer pressured, but you kind of just to fit in, like kind of went along with things, but now you're realizing. So here's what I was going to say. When you grow and you realize that you know, that there's toxicity or you're brainwashed. Oh, there's the B. Brainwash. Or manipulated into certain beliefs that now you're going, you know, that didn't really mesh with me. So, once you become aware of this type of manipulation and gaslighting type stuff, it gets harder and harder to, you notice it. So it gets harder and harder to, it's like you might, okay, you might meet someone and think, oh, love this, you know, this person's crazy, blah, 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 but then you start noticing the tactics. It's hard. You get more selective about who you give your time to, and that's what this is screaming. You've risen above needing recognition. You know, I feel like you're turning away from that. Look what my daughter got me. The evil eye, I think. You're turning away from that, but what the downside is, it limits who is healthy enough to be around you. The upside is you get stopped getting beat down. All right, you're progressing. You're more okay on your own. Ooh, nervous. I'm having nervousness. Okay, well, what do we do now? Let's see. What do I feel pulled to? Let's do a divine door. You guys are just growing in crazy ways, you know. I'm telling you guys, I just said nervous. I just said nervous. I'm telling you, it's just freaking me out a little bit. I mean, I know tarot's amazing. I know that. It blows my mind all the time. But something crazy